don't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. All right. Oh, I've got Mr. Henry Tyler here, and so we are live in the studios of TV 33, Cable Channel 91, going through the Roku box, the Amazon, the Apple, the internet, www.tv3. Oh, excuse me. I don't have to do. I can't hear. TV 33, WHPR.com, and so we will be streaming over the internet, and you will be able. Okay, can't. So we'll be able to be heard, and seen all over the world. Of course, over your telephone as well. You'll be able to see and hear us and call in. And those telephone numbers to call in is 313-868-0346. And what the heck? We'll have it on the air. We'll put it up after a while. Because it's so funny, in doing this for all of these years, folks be saying, do you want us to call in? This is the Talk Beat Jones show. And of course, we want you to call in if there's something that hits your fancy that you want to talk about early, late, midday, whatever. But first, I want to say good morning, Mr. Henry Tyler. Happy to have you back. But don't forget, Bon Appetit will be grilling Saturdays. He is here from 12 until he sells out, generally about 5, 6 o'clock, sometimes earlier. You need to call him and make sure that you get your orders placed. He has, of course, that dry rib. He has, of course, the sauced ribs. He has the fish. He has the chicken. He has the steak. He has the lobster. And, he has that fantastic platter. So call Sean Bon Appetit, and so that he can tell you what his actual menu will be Saturday. And, of course, you want to get information about his side. That's Bon Appetit. Everybody is hollering about Bon Appetit. Well, family, we want to ask you a few questions and see if there are anything that you can roll over and see if you want to pick up the phone and join in this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whatever time that you may be observing the program. We're going to find out. We have someone who we're going to put you on hold. But hello, how are you doing?
Good morning, fellow patriots.
Hey, Les, how you doing?
I'm fine. You know, I had to call in when you mentioned Henry Tyler back on the job.
Yes.
That's my good friend. Welcome back. Welcome back.
He's hollering,
welcome
thank
back.
you.
And it's not Carter. It's welcome back, Henry.
He's back there. He's back there hollering, thank you, hello, thank you. But don't make him come out here and slap. Hey, Les, don't make him come out here and slap him upside the head, though. You know.
Oh, that means he's really back now.
Yeah, he back. He all the way back. Everybody's doing the salute for Mr. Tyler. and he has a special way that he does that he'll deal with me is that when I'm not right, he popped me upside the head.
Before I forget, I want to give a shout out to RJ and say happy birthday to RJ Watkins.
Yes, and so they can send those checks, cashier checks, money orders to 160 Victor Street, Highland Park, and give Mr. R.J. Watkins a belated happy birthday salute, gift, and all the other good things. Man, you're so good. Thank you. I appreciate you, fellow patriot.
Well, Billy, Henry Tyler's my man. I have a real personal relationship with that station. I love WHBR. Media is my background. I love black media. Always have.
Yes.
I don't know what folks keep talking about mainstream. Black media has always been mainstream media with me.
Come on, talk about
other
it.
news is secondary.
Yes.
See, that's the mindset that people got to have their own self, their own consciousness. What they decide what is will be.
Yeah, because you see, what number 45 talked about in terms of this fake news, that was him setting
Yeah,
the world up that he is putting a caption on news, and unless it's coming from him and his folks, it's fake. But
thank you.
black folks will always give you the thought out version of what is going really on. Now, it may be a whole lot of folks giving you their thoughts, but hey, that's what it's about. Is that right?
Well, see, certain people are in the street, and they call it the station. So they're on the street reporters.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
come back
yes.
and they bring that right to you.
Yes. Les,
And
one of the things that, and I want you to stay with me for as long as you can, one of the things that when we started taking calls over the airways many, many years ago, for me, back in 82, 83, with the other station, Soul Beat, you see the guy back there, Chuck Johnson. One thing that when I would come onto the airways and trying to bring people into the program was letting them know just that point that you brought out. Everyone who is out there, everyone out there who can get to a telephone, be it a landline or be it a cell telephone, you can be a reporter. You see the news, you see what's going on. That's what when you're getting all these videos of things going on, those people are acting like a news person.
right.
So as a black household person, we don't have to wait for the newspapers or the radio. You can see things happening in your neighborhood, in your home, or at your meetings, or driving down the street, and you can make that report. And we want to
That's
know.
right. Yeah, that's right. You on the spot, like say, if a tree fell down in the neighborhood, just something. I'm just saying a minor stuff.
Yes.
We could have major stuff, but if the tree fell down, that can be photographed. You can even go live on your phone
Yes.
and report. Don't come down this street because it's a tree blocking the area. That's what I'm thinking. That's just it's just a simplistic way of just saying we all reporters now.
And we
We
could
don't
have
to
saved,
depend on nobody to shape our narrative
and we could have
on
saved,
the 6
Les,
o'clock news.
we could have saved at least 3 lives that I can recall that was killed by electrical line being down, but still alive. The line was still alive. Had someone been able to call into the station on our live shows and told folks, there is a line down, we think it's live, make sure your children and you do not go in such and such a place, the address, and the area is such and such. Those people could have still been alive today because there would have been a warning. And that's what Mr. R.J. Watkins and Mr. Henry Tyler partly put the station together for, to be like a reporter for the community. You remember TV 33 on Woodward, right?
That's where I used to work. Really, that was where I started up. That's what me and Henry Tyler developed a brother-like relationship.
Yes.
Met RJ and got personal with them.
Can you give me...
I'm so honored that I used to open the doors and close the doors.
Talk about it.
At that station.
Les, can you give me a quick overview in terms of your remembrance? Hold on just a minute, Les. Don't go to where I want you to be like a co-person this morning with me, if you would, please. Good morning, family. This is Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy, Dr. Talk Jones, and I'm happy that you're calling. Can I get your first name and where you're calling from? And could I get you to hold, please? Your first name, please.
This is Annie.
Hey, Annie, hold on, please. Thank you. And Annie, the reason when Annie calls folks and I say hold on is because she listens through the telephone. She does not, she's 89, 87, 88, 89, and she doesn't have the ability to pull it up on her telephone. There was Les.
Yes, I want to say good morning to Annie too. And yeah, the that station across from Highland Park High School, was to me a godsend. It helped Joanne Watson become a city council person in our city, and she was one of the greatest city council persons, since Mary Manhattan. So
It also helped Kwame
yeah,
Kenyatta.
that's right.
And
Well,
quiet be kept. One more that folks don't want to necessarily give the credit to, but also wait a minute. It also helped Coleman Young start off his political career and get elected. But the other thing too is, and this is a kind of undercover, folks kind of poo-poo, don't want to realize it, but your person that is as Secretary of State today was brought in to this station when all the stuff was going on. She was the one that was highlighted on TV 33. Yes, I'm going to tell you that. Back in the day when Jackie Curry was having her situations and there were two or three other folks that was running, but for whatever the reason, on the Richard Harrison show, the young lady who was the Janice Winfrey was brought in a few, 3 or 4 times to be introduced to the community, and she won. So
well, it's about that little station in Highland Park is a powerful station. It's a powerful voice,
yes,
and see, unfortunately, a lot of us don't recognize that, and that's the bad thing about it, Billy.
well,
We've always not recognized how great we are,
and you see,
and
this
it
is
seems to be detrimental to
well, see,
a successful,
and Les, this is
community.
partly, and I want you to elaborate further, and I won't interrupt you. I want you to interject. When I look at the stations and their creations, the radio stations and etc., that have taken the format that we're utilizing per se, and looked at, if I could get a whole lot of Negroes on my station for free, I can take them, draw their folks that they have. Also, there's folks, Mr. Chuck Johnson used to tell me all the time, you can take anybody and put them in front of the microphone. I can be the greatest thing. Everybody say, oh, Billy, you're the greatest. You're the greatest. And my head swell up, and I walk around like I'm the greatest, and someone take me off the station, and guess what? The next person sitting behind the telephone, behind the microphone, oh, you're the greatest. We love calling you, because people who love to call, love to talk, will call anybody. But there was a plan from the white man to cause a division within the black community by putting all of these different black folks that draw the attention, then start interjecting white folks that have gotten black folks watching, listening, but make the black folks, put them in a position where they can fight over the airways and cause confusion for the folks, rather than getting educated about the people who are running for Congress, the people who are running for senators. Listen to the stuff that you hear over the airways. You're not getting educated. The Burt Johnson senator seat, how many times have you heard anybody talking about that particular seat per se, when they're talking about this person is going to be elected to serve for the first year or two, and this was going to be a person, we're confused. But y'all they're not taking the time to talk about it because they're too busy trying to be all of that. And that's what the white man wanted, whereas Mr. R.J. Watkins, Mr. Henry Tyler has stayed steadfast to being a beacon in this community and bringing black folks who are committed to wanting to do something for our community. And so to the callers, we're still here. You still get a chance to do your opinion. And let's hold on. I'm going to bring you back. I have one caller that's want to identify just quickly, please. Caller, you're live on the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy, Dr. Talk Jones. Can I get your first name, where you're calling from, please?
Excuse me. I am live with Billy Jones, the Candleman.
Hey, Candleman, hold on just a minute. We're going to bring you right back. This is getting good.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Les.
Yeah, I heard your, analysis of the other station down there. It personally, being I think they bring in some good information, and it's always good to have more than one source in the black community, and that's what we need. We need to dominate the news in our area.
Yes.
We should have a lot more black stations in our community to promote information. And I think, like you said, when you got, I think Bankalay is a reputable guy, and then Sam Riddle is a man that brings information. He brings historical perspective to the station, the lineups. And then they got Reverend Sharpton on bring a national perspective. And it's like RJ, he has the host on there that brings the international perspective as well. We need the more black news outlets we have, I think the better we'll be. If it's still, we still hung up on white and black. Where's your heart at? Because that trip to Battle Creek, Michigan, where it's a big statue of Sojourner Truth up there, bigger than, life, big as life. And there was some white people that put that statue up there, the Quakers. Along the way, white people have helped us. It's a state of mind, Billy. We got to change the conversation for the 21st century because young people are so, the world is so small to them because of this internet thing. I see it all the time on there. And, Tom Pope used to say, if you're not on the internet, we're going to be lost. And a lot of us are being lost because it's a culture that is becoming insulated through just information. They become saying, hey, they finna change the world. It's gonna be a lot different world than we see it, Billy.
You remember back in the day, that in fact the Sobe theme used to be "Keep the Drums Alive," and when we're speaking in that fashion, we're talking about the fact that we used to listen to the drums and understand the different rhythms in the drums in terms of how we were being communicated with. And the fact that we also started the process of saying word of mouth is the best information because it's going from person to person to person to person. And they used to tell you that the best advertisement that you could do was word of mouth. So what you have is people now, like you said, going through the social media because you can grab supposedly the attention of greater numbers of people. But in terms of the information being true, the information that is going to be impactful, how many times are we talking about the water in the schools? How many times are we talking about the schools themselves, except for when you have a guest who comes in and talk about that particular issue? How many times are we talking about the water runoff? How many times are we talking about the people that was forced out of their homes by those banks, and it turned to find out those banks was crooked? But do they talk about returning those folks back to their homes? No. How many times do we get into the depth of what's going on right here as opposed to somebody coming on, let's talk about the 1950s when the music was great? Okay. Now, when it's all said and done,
Billy, now I don't know. I don't know what shows you be listening to on the station, but I hear a different flavor when Bankalay comes on.
Well, hold up, Les, hold up. Now you've named, and I was not naming folk, but remember you got wait, Les, hold up, Les.
The Chronicle,
Les, hold up just a moment, Les. I'm not trying to cherry pick when there is a whole bag of folk. I'm not trying to cherry pick this station or that station or those particular persons, because I would have something to say if I had to cherry pick and do an analysis of the different people. We all got something good. A team that is 0-16 have some good players. So I'm not trying to dignify the few folks that may be of that caliber. What I'm saying is that the game plan, when you said we need something black as such, well, let me ask you this. If I've got $300 million in my pocket and you're trying to find people to give you some, and you got a great idea, you got a great format, you got a great situation, but you don't have people that have the money to help you solidify what you're doing quickly as you would like to. There's a difference between being born with $250 million and doing what you think you want to do, and then having folks say, oh, I can do this for free? Well, what is your motivation when you say this is a black station? The ownership is not black, the management is not black per se, except for the lady that's doing what you're doing. I'm not trying to go there as such. I did, but I'm not trying to go there because you named names. What I simply was stating was that there is a game, and was and is a game plan to help keep us divided. And there has been tremendous fights on that station. We've had fights on this station as well. So what is the major component when you're saying we need more black stations, we need more black? Well, tell me this.
Maybe
Why
I should have
can't-
said more black voices.
But what I'm
Okay.
saying, okay, more, but
Maybe I
what
should
I'm
have said
saying
that.
is that why can't we concentrate on this station, on financially basing yourself on this station to allow this station to grow and give and be the #1 representative of true black reporting and interactiveness? Hold on just for a moment, please. I'm going to let you clarify. Just a moment. You're not going anywhere, okay? Candleman.
What's going on?
Hey, man, it's your world. Tell me about it.
Look here, man. They done brainwashed us until we control our finance, until we get our minds back and stop letting them control it. We just gonna be regular black folks like we've been being. We done been brainwashed so much, thinking they ice is colder than our ice. That station don't have nothing that this station don't have. But we choose to think they ice is colder than this ice over here, coming out of the same freezer, freezing the same way as theirs. And they sit up here and brainwash people because they stick a lot of, I'm going to say it, and I'm not a host on nothing, and I'm not defending. They brainwash people thinking it's a black station because they put black faces on the station and things. And then we run over there because they give you free time, but then they start knocking you down after the station build up one by one.
Yep.
That we see it. And I don't know why we won't come to this station and support RJ and Henry Tyler and them that started this with black folk. I'm talking about, I say it, even Sam should come over here. Banker, they should come. They talk all that black talk, but they actually show something different by where they run to. Just like people say support blacks, but when I go to them, they run out to the white corporate and spend their money, and instead of coming over here to this black small business and complain about what we don't have because we don't build it up. We tear it down by running to other people spending our finance.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying, Billy?
Yes. I
And
follow
like
you.
they doing, this station should be the #1 hot station with all blacks.
That's right.
If you're black. Now, some people's skin is black, but their mind is white.
Yes.
See
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Yes.
we don't want to admit that. And you hitting the nail on the head with what you said today. That we, that I don't know what it is. I try to figure it out, and I say, man, it just, I don't know, man. It's just hard to figure out about our people, man, because we say one thing and we do another. We'll talk the talk, but we ain't gonna walk the walk. You know.
And Candleman, I want to extend something to you. You brought in a man that you support. What is your gubernatorial candidate's name?
Abdul.
Abdullah. Now,
Abdullah.
one thing that Mr. RJ and Mr. Henry Tyler, they give us pretty much a free reign as such, but they expect us to conduct our programs in a certain fashion that is respectable. And when you had your candidate here, I recognized that there were some points of interest that, what's that guy's name, Shri?
Oh yeah, Shree.
Shri, that we really could have gone into some things that he was saying about your candidate that I was not privy to knowing that that was going on. And when your candidate wanted to answer some of those situations and stuff and get into it, I kind of pulled it back. However, as I have listened to the campaign and to the rhetoric and to the undercutting, the nastiness, etc., I know that that the plan was to knock your guy out,
Right.
and I feel that there was a conspiracy, of course, and you got some black folks that are in on that conspiracy.
Yes.
I don't care to name the names, but
Right.
it has come out, and they can be slick. They can do whatever they want to say and do whatever they need to do. But these are some of the, quote, people who call themselves shakers and bakers and still trying to make their name.
Right.
But I tell you what, let me do this for just a second or two, and I'm going to
Go
come
ahead.
back to you unless don't you stay, I mean, unless you're still my co-man. So unless you're free, I want everybody to know that when you're on the air with me, you're free. And hold on, I'm gonna get free in just a moment. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy Jones. I want to invite you to listen, to watch, and to participate every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. That's right, from 9 to 10 a.m. That's the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Dr. Talk. Make sure you tune in every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. That's Talk Beat Jones. Remember, tell your friends. Talk Beat Jones, we're now on Sundays from 9 to 10 a.m.
I can't wait to eat from Bon Appetit.
I can just eat it just like that.
Can't wait to eat from Bon Appetit.
I'm getting right now. Look at that. Take a look at that. Ooh, Y'all know it's good. Come on and get some of this.
That's right.
Favorite meal by Sean Watkins. Bon appetit.
Well, he beat me down to get the fish, though.
Can't wait to eat from Bon Appetit.
Oh my God, yo.
Bon appetit.
Yes, sir.
And awesome food.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and all right, we're back. We're here, and Candleman.
Yeah.
And Les, I'm coming back to you in about 2 minutes, Les. Go ahead, Candleman.
Yep, I'm here.
Go right ahead, and like I said, so we have to understand that when it's down and dirty, it's like Tatum Easton said, when it's down and dirty, you can't just stand back and be prime and proper. And,
Right.
and I want folks to know, you say, well, Billy, you've kind of removed yourself from the political scenario, et cetera, for the last couple of months, et cetera. That's true. That's true, because I'm watching the players and watching what they're doing, watching what they're saying, how they're going about it, the candidates, et cetera. But believe me, before the election is up or in there, I will be back, and I will talk politics.
Yep. Okay. And that's good. Now I got to say this about you, Billy. You fair across the table. You don't deny nobody, none of the candidates coming on the show. But one thing we have to realize, these candidates need to support this show too.
Thank you.
even my own. And we need all the candidates to come on there and support WHPR so the people can know who they are and know what they're about. You know,
That's true.
and things. And I'm gonna say this because I ain't gonna hold it because I'm gonna let Les and my man Les, you know, the fighter, get on. But I did talk with Malik, what is it, Shelton? He did an interview about my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that last week, me and him, about to put it for the newspaper. So I did get a chance to do an interview, and I'll be getting with you soon, Billy.
Okay.
To come on your show, to co-host with you when you have an opening, you know, and things. And sit in with you.
Okay. Well, you know, we can do that, and you know, in fact, I'd like to have you know, get you on one day and extend an offer to get Les on with me at time, because you know, diversity in your conversation, diversity in your viewpoints, that's what I'm looking for. I don't want,
right,
you know, yes people, yes Billy, you great, yes that's this and that, etc. I want to hear the community. I want to hear the warts, and
right,
and let us have a manly or a man woman type conversation, and let other folks join in with us. That's what I'm interested in doing.
Right.
So again,
that's what I like about your show.
Well, thank
you know, and that's why I listen. Even if I sometimes won't call in, I'll listen.
Yes.
It's just to hear, because sometimes it's good to listen, to learn stuff that other folks are saying. You know, when they're talking on the show.
And do you know that I was walking out the station one day last week, and I happened to was going to my car, and as I was returning, the Queen, Joanne Watson, was out the door and was coming out. And of course, I had to greet her. And y'all may not know, I bow to Miss Watson. Okay. And Miss Watson told me something that I never knew, Mr. Candleman, that she watches my shows, and she is so proud. This is from her. That she is so proud of how I control my shows and how I conduct myself and my appearance. She just, I mean, it was just, I was like, my mouth just fell open to hear the Queen talking to me and letting me know what she has observed of me over the years, and that she watches the shows. So this is what we talk about, people who don't call, but we have all this audience that will watch and listen and have a perception of who that host is. So I'm grateful to the Queen, Joanne Watson, for letting me know that she watches and she respects and appreciates what I do.
Yeah, we all do. We appreciate what you do and how you control, and that's why I watch it, and that's why I listen, because you know, hey, you ain't gonna let no BS come across there while you on there.
Yes.
And I respect that. If you have a personal problem with a person, you call that person. You ain't got to air your dirty laundry or whatever you trying to do across the air on your show.
Yes.
So I like that.
Yes.
You know, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna hang up. Me and Les go back way back. We go back way back. You know, Les been fighting for a long time, and we appreciate, you know, that he's fighting. Everybody ain't gonna always agree with everything, but we got to learn to agree and disagree and still get along. And that's what black folks have to learn. That's our problem.
Yes.
We have a disagreement, then we want to just talk down and kick that person in the mud and step all over him. But we all is different, and we have agreements and different agreements. But we should always love one another as a black person. The struggle that our ancestors went through to get us to where we are today. So, hey, Billy, you be blessed. Peace be with you. And you too, Les. Peace be with you. And we'll talk.
And we'll get you on the show so we can get that story out, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I love you, brother, and I appreciate you. And for
folks
to hear us, I want folks to know one thing. You hear what Candleman and I are doing, how we're doing this, but here's the truth. Have Candleman and I always agreed on everything? No. Nope. But you see, the bro love that we have is still solid. And that's the way we should do when we call in and talk and have a disagreement. Still have the love that we as a folk, as a people, as a person, as a community should be able to talk, disagree, and still smile and be agreeable to disagree and
Yeah.
move on. Thank you, brother. Love you, man.
You are. Love you. Take care. Peace
All right.
be with you.
Thank you. Peace be and love, brother. Hey, Les,
Yeah.
do what you do. What you do.
Thank you. I want to thank Ken, the Candle Man, for that. Yeah, we do go way back, and all I do is try to stand on the right side of the issue that I
Yes.
believe in.
That's right. That's right.
No money could take me off my square. I don't care. If you offer me trinkets or gold or whatever. If I believe in something, you cannot move me from my position.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Unfortunately, we have moved easily with a few dollars. We don't have standards.
Yes.
See, my man Ken, we hit standards. We have standards. Billy Jones, you have standards. We live by standards. Unfortunately, we have people in our community that don't want to follow standards, even when they become political officials.
That's right. That's right.
So,
and that's why.
like I said, competition is good. I have a little small market. Me and my man Six Mix 6-4. I do a little internet radio station show that I do every Tuesday from 10 until noon myself.
Well,
like
hold
that
on, hold on,
show,
hold on,
Billy Jones.
hold on.
And also, I had the great Henry Tyler that honored me with his present day conversation. I got him.
But
for prosperity.
hold on just a minute. Now, you have a show that you do on the internet.
Yes, I do.
And how do we?
In fact, I do it. I'm talking to you on my radio station, my phone. It's just the application off my phone. See, that's technology, baby.
Hey, you got to get together and teach me, bro.
Okay.
And I did extend the fact that I do want you to take my number 313-412-3111. And sometime about the third week in January, if we can talk and make a future plan, that I want to have you on the air with me. And as I state to everyone, do I have a discussion with you about what we're going to talk about, what you can talk about, what I prefer that you didn't talk about, how you're going to conduct yourself? Do I do any of those things? No. When I walk in the door and you're here, if you're my guest, I say nothing to you except I greet you, I'm kind to you, bring you back, have you ready to come on the air, and at that point, everything is fluid. I don't know what you're going to say. I don't really know what direction we're going to go. All I know is you're free. You're free to speak your mind just like right now. I gave a lot of conversation before I went to Candleman. And I'm sure some of those things was not directly in alignment with you, because the one thing I know about you, Les, is you are a political historian in terms of what is right, and it's not just right for black folks, it's right for people. Is that right?
That's me, Billy. It's all about people, man. We have passed for white people, so we cannot skin color. It's about your heart, what your attitude is, what you believe, what your philosophy, what you stand to. Because I had a conversation with Edward Pinkney, Reverend Edward Pinkney, and he convinced Aryan nations to join his protest. And these guys did not talk to black people, had not talked to black people in 10 years, okay?
Yes.
So and Reverend Barber did the same thing. So we can do it. They just got to understand we in the same boat, and we need to be selling the same way to make this society a lot better. And if we don't, we ain't doing God's work, because he put us in charge of this planet, didn't he?
Well, some people say, give me liberty or give me death. Reverend Pinkney said, give me the truth, treat my people fairly, or give me jail. And the persons there gave him jail, and you would have thought that every black person on the radio and on television would have been focused on the misjustice that this man was being treated with. But it didn't happen that way. Right here at TV 33, for the longest, they supported Reverend Pinkney and the cause, etc. But it's like the white folks say, if you don't speak it long enough, folks will forget about it. Just like the trial of the guy who killed the young guy Grimes, the officer. And so what do they continue to do? They continue to postpone his trial. Postpone his trial because as you postpone it, the people who want to protest, people who feel vile about him, they get less and less, and they'll be able to sneak it through, is what they're doing. And so again, we talk, they get these people to come on, give us a subject, and we all jump on that subject. But the thing about what's going on in our community, what's going on with our political folk, we are so quick to let it go until somebody jump in and say, well, you know, this person did this. Oh, yeah, well, I know that person wasn't no good, and they did this, etc. And then the next day, it's gone. It's gone.
That's the mindset, though, Billy. I'm talking about. I had a conversation last Sunday. My niece got married, and it was a long time feeling like a sister to my sister. I had a conversation about me not talking to my ex-sister-in-law for 30 years, and we can be in the same room.
Yes.
You know, when somebody do something to my family, Billy Jones, I'm not the kind of guy that, like the guy probably took him for a ride, like that. You cannot do that.
Yes.
But there's some offenses when you mess with the family, and my mother especially, that you cannot come back and cross. So it's no way. So that's what we were talking about. We were talking about civilized. I'm still civilized, and I, that's a feud between me and her. And I don't even put my feud with my sons. They still greet her as their aunt, okay?
Yes.
So, but that's between me and her.
Yes.
I never include somebody else into my people. I didn't say join me because I hate her. You got to hate her too, okay? See, that's not the way I operate. But it's still got to be a penalty involved when somebody messes with the family. Like a guy like Dennis Archer, me and him going down a dark alley together, only one of us coming out, okay? That's how I feel about this man who destroyed my city.
Well, let me ask you this. Speaking on that as we flow, when we're looking at the mental illness issues, etc., and I had told folks that you can have mental illness can start as young as 1, 2, 3 years of age, and some people was looking at me like, oh, come on, man. They don't even understand. Yes, they do. And when we have the president, number 45, who was under all of this pressure for all these other things, that what he will do is shift the attention to something else. And he shifted the attention to these immigrants and separating the children from their parents. He knew that was going to get a big uproar. That was going to take the tension out of this other thing that's going on and was getting deep and heavy for him. But the process of playing political chess is that now you've separated all of these parents from all of these children, and now, as you're saying, and I'm in agreement mentally with you with that as well, okay, that now what are these children thinking about the fact that they was ripped apart from their parent after they had left a country that their parent was telling them was no longer good for them, was dangerous. And they come to America, get across the border to America, and they're watching their parents being handcuffed, taken away. They're put in cages with other kids. So who are they talking to? They're talking to other little kids, other kids. What are the parents doing? When something goes on and a parent will tell you, I will die for my child. Well, now, they've been separated from their child or children. They didn't die, but what is, quote, the parent's emotional state of being, and is it correctable? And what is the children's state of being, and is it correctable? Is it something that they're going to live with the rest of their life, this image of the United States taking them away from their parents? Am I going to grow up and want to bomb America? Am I going to, if I'm allowed to come back to America, am I going to find that I don't love America because of what they did to me and my children, a child? We're messing with a time bomb here through this through number 45. And what do you think, Les?
And you brought up a good point there, Billy. Because when I first heard this story, you know what? I had a flashback moment of a scene in Roots where they took the baby away and they just put her in the cart and just wheeled her down the road and never to be seen again.
Yes.
So these are things of that's been in America for years. People have always been a commodity to establishment, the corporation. And it seems like sometimes our government, the people that's supposed to represent us, not representing us, they are representing corporate interests. But that who corporate people sponsor, the people that will sponsor them.
Mm-hmm.
See, and we got to get that we got to start putting people like Joan Watson in office that understood the people, like Mary Mahaffey. We have people that understand people, like, the up-and-coming Joanna Underwood or Larry Devine. She understands people. She's a fighter. We got to pinpoint these fighters that's not afraid, like Maureen Taylor. We have these people out there. We got to identify these people and then make them people that look out for our affairs in public service.
And you named Maureen Taylor, and for folks to understand the type of fighter that Maureen Taylor is, that the political folks looked at how dangerous Maureen Taylor would be if they allowed her to have been elected to the city council. They were so afraid of Maureen Taylor that they put in a ringer, Maureen Taylor.
And I happen to meet that guy, too. I met him.
And so that the folks would go down and they would be confused. And so Maureen did not get all of the people actually voting for her because there was the confusion, because there was another Maureen, Mario, whatever.
See, they're doing the same thing right now in the 13th district. They've got Brenda Jones and Talabi, all these people jumping into the race. And hey, who knows that the Bill Wild in Westland may walk away with this, and that may be their plan.
And and I listened to an interview that someone did on the radio station with Coleman Young, and it was so childish. It was such monarchy to listen to this radio host interviewing a person that is a senator and running for Congress, and all this person could do was harass him as such and continue to tell him, oh, I'm trying to get you off your mark. I'm trying to get you off your mark. And letting people call in and talk at him, and really did not allow him to speak on the subjects that he wanted to speak on, nor even answer the people that was calling in, because he was so interested in trying to make him look foolish. It was a doggone shame. I was so embarrassed for the senator to have a brother to do him like that. And I had heard him speak to other folks respectfully. And to do that to Coleman Young, I will never, as you say about that, I will never give that person the respect. Yes, they're smart, they're educated, but they're also very stupid because they don't have the common sense. I won't name the names. Everybody can figure it out for themselves.
Well, you could do it. I mean, hey, that's the beautiful thing is you can. People identify. See, I used to, when I was on that station, I used to hang up on people that didn't identify. So, because we got to know where the snakes are. We got to know where they're buried. But I like what you said, though, Billy. See, that's all we got to do. If you believe in something, then if you don't believe in that person no more, don't watch it no more.
That's right.
Turn it. You have the power. I have not supported Major League Baseball since the 80s, okay?
Wow.
Don't even watch a game. I've been boycotted, and I love baseball. I used to love watching the Gates Brown and Willie Horton, or Reggie Jackson, all those guys.
Yes.
But I stopped watching it because they stopped supporting us. They stopped using. That's why we don't have a lot of African Americans names in baseball right now.
Yes.
We have the Latino, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with my Latino friends and brothers. That's good. They'll find out what the real deal is about the racism in baseball.
Well,
Billy, I like what you see. That's all we got to do. Stop supporting people that don't support us. Simple.
Yes. Yes.
It ain't got to be no fanfare.
Yes.
Once you know about it, just turn away. Don't have to talk about it. Just say, hey, you ain't getting my dollar no more.
Yes.
And for the record, I support WHPR. My money goes out there. But the other station, I ain't gave them a nickel, okay?
Okay. Okay. And see, and that's the process is that, we have folks who will say, oh, I support WHPR. Okay. When you say you support WHPR, then you are saying that you have taken the time to send a check, cashier check, or money order to the station to be helping to pay some of the bills and some of the build-up to this station. That is persons who support the station. Now, you can tell me that you watch the station, and that's a different other side of the fence. We have a lot of folks who watch the station. We have some folks who like to call in to the station, but where are the folk who actually take the time to send in some dollars to the station? When I worked at that other station, every month, anyone who sent monies to the station to do what is called the fund, the donation fund, every day the names was added to the screen. So we knew who was actually sending money to the station. And so that's the thing, is we're saying you can watch the station, love the station, and that's what we want you to do. Pass on the information to the other folks. We want you to do that. But for those stronger folk who can say, I support the station because I have a few dollars and I'm sending it into the station. When we talk about I support black, I buy black, I shop black, I take a bus, well, take the bus and bring the bus here and have the folks come on in here and leave a few dollars at the front desk because this is a black business, So that's where my understanding in terms of my people, my folks, my community, when it comes to being a supporter, you are a supporter if you are financially engaged. What do you think about that, Les?
If you promote the great station WHPR too,
yes,
everywhere you go,
yes,
you try to get more people involved with listening to the station. Like
yes,
you were saying, word of mouth.
Yes.
So this is the advertise. Walking advertise. If you ain't got dollars, let your mouth do the talking too.
Not just the walking.
That's right.
Hey, Les, I'll give you 1 minute to close out, and we're going to. Got something here. Don't hit me!
Hey, Les.
Oh.
I'm just saying hi to Les.
Wait, stay right there.
Hey, Henry Tyler, the great Henry Tyler. I'm glad to have you back, man. You sound great.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're very kind and considerate.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for the interview also.
Brother.
I appreciate that interview that we did.
Okay, yeah, man. I enjoyed it myself. We got to get you back.
All right.
I got some more. I got a couple more questions. Got to ask the what's that? What do you call it? What kind of detective are you?
Detective what?
Sherlock Holmes. I don't know.
No, I thought you was the music detective.
Yeah.
Go down and you gave up the detective business.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Okay. Okay.
I thought he was going to do his Lester impression. I didn't have his brother to hold him in the back, though, I guess.
All right, Henry Tyler, great. You're looking great, my brother.
Yeah. I mean, I feel so much. I love Bon Appetit, Sean. I miss him as well right today. But we're really happy to have the executive everything. I was going to say I ain't got to throw no titles.
Oh, yeah. You talking about MacGyver.
Yeah, him and RJ, they're connected at the hips of whatever RJ got and doing. Yeah. Henry Tyler's got it and going and doing
the station together.
That's
He's
right.
The blue man.
That's right.
Blue.
Well, I got a minute.
Hey, just want to say, hey, thanks for having me on. Appreciate spending some time with Billy Jones and the family of HPR. WHPR. Because I love the station. You know, I love black media outlet. You know, I love black voices. I like to hear information. That's all I'm about. Information is power, and this station gives people power.
Well, I want you.
So appreciate it.
I want you to be
This
on the
station,
camera
appreciate
with me.
you, and I'll be looking forward to coming to the studio with you.
I'll be looking forward to that because again, we're taking the Talk Beat Jones into a different different format as such, in that it's talk, but we're going to get into issues and situations. And Les, I'm also looking to have 2 half-an-hour shows bi-weekly, and so you'll be able to participate with that as well. Because again, on those shows, that'll be something different. Appreciate you, bro. Love you. And
I'll have a great day out there. Be talking to you soon.
Okay, and if the day that we decide that you're going to come on the air and be a guest host, if there are folks that you have talked with and they want to call and talk with you and you want to talk with them, by all means, you're invited to let your friends know you're going to be on air.
Thank you, Billy. You have a great day.
And Sixfold, you tell Sixfold that we got love for him and much success to his radio programming, okay? Internet.
All right.
All right, brother. Love you. Take care now.
Love you too, bud.
Annie.
Yes.
Did you hear the show?
Yes, I did. It's wonderful, Billy.
Okay. Now,
and we got something new soon as you get back. This 777.
All right.
These braids, these ladies got pretty and beautiful braids now.
With
and
that,
they need that 777.
all right.
For them.
All right. Thank you, Annie.
You see a product.
All right. Thank you. We'll talk to you later. Family, call me 313-412-3111. I'm Billy, Dr. Talk Jones. Call me. Love you. Bye now. Have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones.